What up, everybody? It's your boy, the humble hacker from Chicago, Ch1-R0n1n here, hitting you with a mini golf course minus the golf. So, a mini course, I should have just said that, on my basic methodology for when I'm testing. It's a starter, not too in depth, but a general overview of how I use tools when testing, what I look for, and why I use what I use. I'm breaking it down into sections. First, I'll be going over enumeration tools like NMAP, Dirbuster, Derb, GoBuster, Nikto, and hopefully Fuff. Next, I'll be going over a quick run through of searching for exploits and using them on a target. After that will be a rundown of privilege escalation. Lastly, we'll be dibble dabbling into some web exploitation via DVWA. This should be fun. I'm Ch1-R0n1n, and let's get this party started right. Okay, lesson 1, NMAP. Now, what is it? NMAP stands for Network Mapper. What this does is that it takes an IP address or a domain name and it scans all the ports on the target and it returns the results. Another way to think about it is think of it as being a lone census taker that's somewhere over here. And you have to go into this large building and take a census on everybody who's in here. And the grand total of tenants in this building are 65,535. It's going to be a long ass day. So what happens is that census taker, when you're going to knock on the door, and you're going to get 1 out of 3 responses, either open, filtered, or closed. The open are the ones who will actually open their door to chat. Those are going to be the open ports. The filtered or the ones that'll crack the door but not really say much or give away too much information. And the closed ports are the ones where people just don't answer, or like, yo, get the hell from my door, boo, or you hear a gun cocking. Sorry, that's my Chicago brain working there. We don't yell at our door. Okay, moving on. Once the census taker is done, they provide a list of the doors that opened and communicated. Now, if we want more details, the census taker shows us like the door they went to and the questions that they asked, like who was all inside, who lives there, how old or new are their gadgets, do they use satellite or cable, gas or electric, chicken or the egg. You get the idea. This is where switches come from. Now, the switches that I like to use to enumerate, or I like to use -SV, which is to enumerate the versions that are running on all the ports that are found. Do you use safe scripts, which is -SC, and I like to use -p-, which is designed to scan all ports. Without this, NMAP will scan only the top known ports. It doesn't catch the creepy ports, hiding in corners of the apartment, making weird noises like, with this flag, the census taker can go, Hawk, who goes there? You shall provide me with thy name and reason for existing in this domicile expeditiously. Was it English accent too much? Alright, I'll switch it up. Hey, boo! Let's bring your ass and announce yourself before you get straight mollywop up here, cuh! At least that would be my reaction if I saw a creeper sitting in a corner. Anyway, moving on. To output the NMAP results in all formats is going to be -O in capital A. Now, this other one here, which is the -A, this is to enable OS detection, version detection, use script scanning, and traceroute. Now, I like to use this one because it fills in the gaps of whatever -V or -C may have missed. It does, again, it's like a sanity check. It may be overkill. Great song by 80s band Man Network, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, I can use the -T option for faster scanning, but what's the point if I'm running enumeration tools and not just NMAP? And with -T, we have our scan speeds of 0 through 5, which is 0 going to be the slowest and 5 going to be the fastest. Again, I could use that, but I don't wanna. Now, to better fine-tune an NMAP scan, we can utilize the NMAP Scripting Engine, or the NSE. This is a more strategic vulnerability scanner. We can specify the exact service that we want to scan for vulnerabilities. We can either enumerate further on certain ports or test said ports for exploit that we can use. It's best to get like a bird's eye view of the scripts we can by navigating to the following path here, which is the user share NMAP scripts. And this will show everything that's going to be in the NSC scripting engine. Now, if we want to run like a group of the same vulnerability type, all we have to do is simply add a star at the end of it. Right here, how do we call on the NSC, the scripting engine? Or actually, that's kind of redundant. Is we just use the -- script equals, and we go ahead and specify which one that we want to use here, and then our IP address right after that. And so, going back here, if we want to run more than one script, we can group them of the same type by simply adding just a wildcard. Now, from the page that was a little while ago, that was here. And let's use this as an example of, let's see, what do we have of the same type here? Smoke it. Let's just use broadcast here. Say I just want to go through just broadcast A. I could just use broadcast -A star, and that should pull these two scripts here. Kind of difficult to actually see everything without getting fuel list. And then I'll go ahead and navigate to the script on our demonstration to show you an example of that. So now let's get to the demo. Go ahead and bring this bad boy up here. Okay. And for this example, I'm going to use a vulnerable machine stapler, because I can't find my stapler, and I just have to maybe set the building on fire. No, not today, son. Alright, and let's take a peek at one of our scans here, just to show an example. So, here's actually, let me grab this IP address here, so I can start from the beginning. Now, again, for practicality, we're gonna start small and then build our way up, just to get a better understanding of why I use the switches the way that I do. So we have NMAP here. We're just gonna go with the regular IP address and run that. Let's go ahead and split this window here. All right, so we can expedite this process. So we have NMAP. Now we're going to use safe scripts this time on this one. And as you see here, we just ran a basic NMAP scan. Go ahead and start that. Ran a basic NMAP scan, and all it gave me was just the top 1,000 well-known ports, and these were it. All right. Now this one's going to be running safe scripts. Now let's run NMAP with enumerating versions. Start up a new window here. Going to do -S to enumerate the versions there. Split this one in half again. Now we're going to use -P- and see what this produces. Now here we have the one that ran the safe scripts here. So what this did was go through all of the scripts in the NMAP Scripting Engine and ran the FTP-ANON to see if we can log in anonymously, which it says that we can. Now we have this for port 53 for the domain, and it ran scripts in order to get more information on this service port here. We have another one here on this MySQL, and running scripts that match MySQL and produce those results there. And we have SMB, a couple of SMB scripts that were ran as well on the port that it detected it on. Now we have this next one that just finished enumerating versions. Now again, it's just the IP address. You use the -SV and the IP address with NMAP. Now we looked at these two side by side. You see the difference. We have generic data on here, and here we have more detailed data. Now I did as a sanity check. run these all port scan with everything ran in it. Now I just got to go ahead and find it. That would be this bad boy here. And let's look at the difference between this one that ran scan for all ports versus this one that just has regular port scan. So we have 20, 21, 22, 23, 80, 139, 666, and 3306. Hey, look at that. This one just finished. Now let's go down the list again. We have 20, 20, okay, 21, 21, 22, 22, 53, 53, 80, 80. Hang on. We have 3 that are closed. Okay, so this is different. This is new info. All right, let's keep going. We got 139, 139, 666, 666, 3306, 3306, and what is that? This is not listed here. And again, I like to use this just to cover my bases, just to make sure I'm not skipping anything, and I have all my ducks in a row. So this here, this is basically just, I ran all these scripts all together in one, so I can get all this data out, this output here. Now let's open up a new tab, and let me go ahead and show you the NSC scripts section here. So we're going to go user, share, NMAP, scripts, enter, ls, and boom. For the grouping, as I was mentioning, we can use http-vuln-star, and what it'll do is it'll run everything from here, not all these other fields, but it'll run everything from this last one here all the way up to the top. It won't take this one, or it won't take these leftover ones, because these don't have vuln in them. So it's going to be very specific. What you're doing is being very specific and grouping what type of things that you want to like search for instead. Again, we're going to go ahead and run that. We're going to specify it by using the command nmap sv script dash script equals, and since port 80 is open, again, let's just go and put this into effect here. Let's just go http-vuln, paste that right there, -star, and then the IP address of our target. And again, it'll only actually, to make it even easier, specify the port. This will make it go a little bit quicker, because now we're going to be extremely accurate. Going to be pinpoint accurate, where I want to run, enumerate the version of port 80, and all of this is going to be ran strictly under port 80. And as we see here, it ran all these scripts all together, and these were the results of it. So now we have even more detailed info, which is PHP CLI server here. Yeah, same thing. We got that from when we enumerated the system version, but there really wasn't anything that would have affected it. Let's try one more, just to get a better overview. So let's try with the FTP, and let's see if there's some MySQL in here. All right, so we have MySQL here. Let's do it like this. I want to run everything that's MySQL. So we're going to take this again, bring it back right over here, just type in MySQL, and what this will do is it'll take everything that goes MySQL dash and whatever is after that. So it'll take every single one of these scripts and run all of them against, oops, nope, can't do that. Got to get that port right. Got to get that port right. There we go. Now we're cooking with some gasolina. So right, 3306. Specify that 3306. We have our NMAP Scripting Engine running everything under MySQL. Specifying our IP address. Frozen prompt. And there we go. So here's basically what this did. Again, when we ran it, we wanted to enumerate the service version, specifying specifically this MySQL port, which we did. We use the NMAP Scripting Engine, scan everything under MySQL under this IP address, and as we see, that's what it did here. All right, so that was our general walkthrough of NMAP, and thank you for attending this with me, and I'll see you in the next video.